Welcome to Session 2 of Ed SE 650. Here's a little bit of housekeeping. I hope you have had a restful couple of days, and I hope that you are also really ready to go after it for the next couple of weeks because there is a lot on our agenda. I noticed that there were several of you who didn't participate in the discussion thread for Session 1. Please make sure that you review the rubric again for those discussion threads because they're a very important part of your final grade for this course. There will be 12 discussion threads and they are each worth 9 points. That will really add up. I know that there were a few of you who could not access the course, and I thank you for contacting me to let me know. Hopefully tomorrow this will all be straightened out. In the meantime, I am ensuring that each of you understand what is in Section 2 in terms of the discussion threads, and I will be posting each session as an announcement. I am including the discussion rubric here again for you to review. Please also be sure that you begin to respond to the posts of other students in the course, even if it's just a small post to say hello. Or since many of you might work with one another, and I'm not part of your daily on-site work environment, please share something validating about a couple of people you know in person on their discussion thread. This will help me get a more personal sense of each one of you. We have to work so much harder in this online environment to ensure that there is a high level of engagement. We need to use pictures, audio content, and other methods to communicate, and I will model that for you. Below, I have outlined what you need to do in Session 2 to make sure that you have everything completed for tomorrow, which will be Session 3. I want you to know that I have been hard at work all weekend responding to your discussion threads and preparing lessons for you. I do have a couple of requests. First, while I appreciate the formality of Professor Link, which so many of you do call me, the title does make me feel very old. Smiles. Please either call me Dr. Link or Sharon. As a graduate student, I was thrilled when I could refer to my professors by their first name. I am going to work very hard to make sure that all of you have a very meaningful experience in this course so that you can gain the benefits from this course that you and your scholars need in order to be successful. I am passionate about teaching. Also, I am almost always online, very rarely offline, and if I'm going to be offline, I will write a little post in the session so that you know that. You can send me emails, and I am very prompt in returning the communication. I care about the success of each and every one of you, and I want you to know that. Next, the end of this course is going to sneak up on us very quickly. When I was a graduate student, there was a celebration at the end of every class that I attended. This usually consisted of some kind of dessert buffet or a little demonstration of appreciation for what we learned. I am thinking about images that could be posted or something else that could create a sense of community and closure for this course. Please be thinking about how we could have a small celebration the last day of our class. In an online environment, that is going to require some innovation in our thinking. It is not too early to start thinking about this. I think the meaningful question is, if you are teaching this course online to your scholars, what kind of online celebration would you want to have for them? Perhaps ask them and see what they say. So here is what needs to be completed for Wednesday. Readings and assignments. Please read Bina and Canaan, ePortfolio, A Guide for Faculty and Students, pages 1 through 23. This will give you an idea of the expectation for developing your ePortfolio. This is the mandatory guide that is used in other Ed SE 360 courses. However, what you might notice is that some of the screenshots in the currently used manual may not look like the screenshots in the other environment. I have developed tutorials for you with new screenshots and step-by-step instructions for developing your ePortfolio that should clarify many of these differences between the screenshots in the ePortfolio guide and what the actual environment currently looks like. I will walk with you through this process, and it will not be terribly difficult. The question always to keep in your mind is, how can I adapt what I do in Ed SE 650 to work in my own classroom with scholars. I have developed my own ePortfolio site that we can use as mentor text. Mentor text can be defined as anything including books, articles, movies, music, or a website that is used to provide a model for teaching. I don't want you to get confused as you develop your own site and see that there are differences in the text and the technology in use. I will accommodate for these differences by making sure you have adequate resources to figure out the navigation. And I will be sharing the site as I go through the steps of building this with you. Basically, what you will be doing for the ePortfolio is developing your own Google website. You will use this for the entirety of your master's program, so it is important that the website is designed to be able to hold your work and be adaptable. Based on what I know about how technology changes, and in particular how Google changes, you should make sure that as you develop your site that you are up to date on any changes that Google might make to their technology. Also, you should understand that the ePortfolio is required for you to graduate with your master's degree, 36 credit hours total. You will be adding an artifact from each course in your master's program that will be linked to your ePortfolio. This will be repeated through your courses, but this is very important. As you build the ePortfolio, the master's program chair and the graduation committee will view your ePortfolios along the way. As part of this assignment, I have developed a mini tutorial for you to view. I built the tutorial using PowerPoint, which we are all familiar with, I think. I then saved the PowerPoint slides as JPEG files, picture converted files, and then I loaded them as media into Windows Movie Maker. From there, I downloaded an MP3 song from Amazon.com's cloud-based MP3 environment, which was unfortunately not compatible with Movie Maker, so I converted those files using a free web-based MP3 converter to WAV files, which I then also uploaded to Movie Maker. After I completed these pieces, I narrated each slide. When the narration was complete, I saved the presentation as a WAV file or a movie tutorial, which I then uploaded to Blackboard for you to view. I have done this for tomorrow's session as well. The tutorial can be found at the bottom of this text. You should be able to click the arrow to get it to play, and then you'll be able to hear my voice again. I think it is important, as I am building different aspects of the course, for you to understand how the pieces come together. I could assume that you might play with this kind of technology all the time, but I really don't assume anymore because coming from an instructional design background as well, I think most people are afraid to aggressively use technology because they're afraid the technology will break or the end user won't know what to do to put something together. I think this is why PowerPoint is sometimes overused. PowerPoint is okay, but there are so many other richer and more potent software tools for teachers, and the students we teach are gaming and using technology much harder than adults typically do. A couple of suggested solutions that I have recently used include Prezi and Inspiration. Both of these are free 30-day trials, and Prezi's can be used for free long-term if you agree to their public version. Inspiration is just an amazing tool that allows you to be able to organize your thoughts, make desktop websites to teach kids all kinds of stuff, and wireframe websites to go into a web-based environment. I am including both of these solutions as links on our resource file. You can find the resource file to the left of the screen under Readings/Resources. I will continue to add interesting artifacts throughout the course to the readings and resources. Also, you should definitely check out TeacherTube if you are not familiar with it. After you watch the ePortfolio tutorial below, please review the steps for setting up your own ePortfolio site. We will be going through these steps again tomorrow. I have prepared a tutorial with step-by-step instructions with screenshots and directions. I would recommend that you take another look at the rubric, which is attached here, so that you know upfront what the expectation is for grading. Please also read Education World Using Technology. This article is all about ePortfolios, and it will help you as you respond to the discussion thread. Your discussion thread for today is, how do I create an ePortfolio and how and why will the ePortfolio be used? Please make sure that you use all of the text from today's session to write your response to the thread. Blackboard also enables you to add images or other files to your threads. I have included my own thread under Discussion 1 as a tutorial for how to effectively use the discussion thread to create dynamic and more engaging discussion threads. Please check it out. So tomorrow you will complete the reading of the ePortfolio, and we will walk step by step through the ePortfolio building process. And one more thing, if you have not added your picture into the discussion thread, please do so, because I am creating a collage for our class in pictures and quotes. I will talk with you again tomorrow.